Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. I hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things that you love. With those you have to do them with, it's Thursday morning. Happy Thursday morning to you. Please do me a favour, guys. If you're watching this, then smash the like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment or two. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know you're here. Let me know what your takes are on all things Tottenham Hotspur this morning. We've got some interesting stories out. And I'm kind of thinking that some of them make a little bit of sense. Individually, they don't really sort of offer the obvious connection. Like, there's been some question marks in my mind around why is it that Tottenham are linked with so many centre-backs all the time? Why are we linked with the kid from Argentina? Lautaro, his name escapes me right now. Lautaro Rivero. Why are we linked with him when, you know, there's an argument we definitely need a left-sided, left-footed centre-back, but at the same time we're linked with half a dozen right-sided, right-footed centre-backs. There's another one we're linked with today, a really interesting player called Konstantino Koulourakis, the 21-year-old Greek centre-back who is doing bits, doing lots. And I'm thinking, we've got quite a few, right? We've got Vuskovic that's coming back at the end of the year. We've still got Ash Phillips who's doing bits at Stoke. We've got Dorrington. We have Kota Takai, who hasn't kicked the ball yet, but he'll be back soon. We've got Radu Dragusin. We've still got Ben Davies. We've still got Micky van der Ven, obviously. We've got Romero. We have Danzo. Now, how many more young centre-backs do we need, and why? Why? Is it because we don't have the ability to go to a back three? Is it because we'd like to have the ability to go to a back three? Is it because we see maybe Thomas Frank is doing what he has to do right now with regards playing Palhinha, because, you know, Palhinha is a monster in what he does, but we all know, we all agree that he is someone who has limitations with his ability to progress the ball up the field. Even though at times he's got forward, he's, you know, good at shooting from distance. I think he's second top goal scorer for Tottenham this season. But in terms of the job of an overall 6/8 or a double pivot midfielder, you'd like to see a little bit more progression, which is fine. But not everyone can do everything, like horses for courses. So maybe the solution, as I've been saying for a while, is, and a lot of people have as well, even back from last season, but maybe the solution in no small way is to go to a back three, where you could see, let me get rid of this, where you can see Romero being in the middle of the back three, right? But then stepping up into a DM role. When we have the ball, he can crunch players. He can then be the passer. He's the best passer of the ball, you know, arguably in our team. I think you can make the argument that Romero's passing, his progressive passing, you know, threading through the eye of a needle, is better than anybody else's. And you go, okay, that makes sense. So what would you do? You'd have Micky van der Ven on the left-hand side and you'd have Danzo on the right-hand side. But in order to do that, you'd need to have at least two centre-backs that are fully fit on the bench that can also play that model. Can Kota Takai play that model? Yes, he can. From what I've read and what I've seen, he's capable of doing that 100%. But I'm not going to die on that hill if he isn't, because I don't know. Well, I can't find my hat today. I've got bed hair. I just woke up a little while ago. I had a late night doing work. Look at my fucking hair. I might have to press pause and go and find a hat. What am I doing? Leave it, Butler. Fuck it, we right. Oh my God. I got to shave this bad boy off, haven't I? I've got to shave it off. It's all gone. It's all gone. I might turn the camera off. There you go. Let's just turn it into a podcast today, shall we? Anyway. So we go to a back three, and then you'd need is Radu Dragusin a better fit for a back three? 100%. 100%. He would suit a back three. At least a balanced line back three as well. I think you're going to see a much better version of Radu Dragusin when he comes through. But it is absolutely... it's absolutely in trouble. But listen, what I was going to say was, you've also seen, right, what Micky van der Ven can do, and we've all seen it before in bits and, you know, fits and starts. We saw it against Manchester United when he ran through and did that unbelievable run, very similar, but then pulled it back for Brennan Johnson to tuck it home a couple of seasons ago. And we've definitely seen it several times that haven't had that outcome, that output, but where he's broken the line against the high press, which is incredibly important. If you can do that, then everybody has to reshuffle on the defensive side of the game. And so consequently, having someone that can do that is great. The problem is that if you've already committed sort of one or maybe two of your fullbacks up in a previous move, then you can't really give the left back, the Micky van der Ven, the license to roam free. Right? You can't do it, because if he gets picked off, which will happen, like anyone that carries the ball at that pace has the likelihood of getting picked off by a classy 8 or better 6, or someone that just takes advantage of a slightly overhit next step in the gallop, right? And so there's risk associated with it, but there's a lot less risk if you have 3 centre-backs. So there's that option, which is explaining maybe why we are looking for another centre-back to come in. Obviously, we do have to replace at some point the tiring legs of Ben Davies. Not entirely sure whether or not whether Thomas Frank rates Dragusin. Not that he's had a chance to see him yet. Kota Takai as well. There's injury proneness. So there's that rationale, right? Why are we being linked to centre-backs, more centre-backs, not just the left-footed, left-sided centre-back, which is obviously an area that we do need some depth in. But there's another option. And that is to reposition Micky van der Ven. And Jamie O'Hara's been talking about it. And I read it. And I like Jamie. I think he's passionate. I think he's a fan. He's not really a tactician, is he? He's not really he's like one of us, basically. He's as likely to go mental about the downswings as he is about, get overinflated senses of opportunity from the upswings. I like his style. And when he mentioned this to me, it got me thinking, first and foremost, Micky van der Ven does play as a left back for Holland. That's one way of utilising his skill set. Let him gallop forward. Let him overlap a Wilson Odobert, who, as I've been calling him for the last couple of days, Heisenberg, because he is the chemistry. He is the guy that links and bonds all of the different the players in our team together. I know it's early days, but I'm getting on board that train. And by the way, all of you Tottenham fans, I don't want to see you jumping on board the Odobert train, the Heisenberg train in the fourth quarter. I don't want to see it. Get on board now. Get on board the choo-choo train, the Odobert train now, because he's going to be a top player. He's going to be a top player. Mentioned it to me. What do you mean? Oh, I just read an article about Jamie O'Hara. The Zeitgeist mentioned it to me. News Now mentioned it to me via me reading something. That's all I meant. Can you not tell from my bed hair, James, that I'm not quite in the in the realms of having my mind working just yet. In fact, yeah, but let me come back to this. Let me say those to people first. Big up to you, Mark Taylor. What's crack-a-lacking, my man? Hope you're okay. Good to see you, Kento. Good to see you, Jammy. Good to see you, James. Good to see you, Renee. I think it's Renee. Renee Solari. Lovely name. Good to see you, Praisen. Good to see you, Marky. And you, DJ. Why is the drive to a back three when the manager does not coach it? Thomas Frank's used the back three loads of times. When he first came up with Brentford, he used the back three the entirety of the first season. Thomas Frank does have, and Cochrane. Cochrane did back three at Manchester United when he was there. I need to sort my hair out. What's going on? Where the fuck has Bugsy put my hat? I have like 3 hats that I'm okay wearing, and none of them are where they should be. Bugsy's got up this morning and gone, I'm gonna piss Butler off. I'm gonna piss that fat bastard off. Fucking cheeky little bitch. Anyway, what? And I say bitch not as a pejorative, just as an official name for a dog. To which position? This is what I'm going to say. Yeah, we're gonna move him. We're gonna talk about moving him, right? We're gonna talk about moving him. Big up to you, all things trucking. Good to see you. You quite like the bed hair, do you, James? All right then. Just look, I'm going. It's comb over stuff, mate. It's comb over stuff. It's like when you've got a hose pipe that's got like 400 holes in it, and you're putting your finger over one of the holes, and it just shoots out faster out of another one, and you end up doing like the game Twister. You know, left arm over here, right arm over here, whatever, and you end up with just There's too many holes, not enough fingers, not enough tape in the world. This is what I'm doing here. I'm pulling hair one way to cover one bald spot and exposing another one. I just got to embrace it. I'm 42 years old. 42 years old. Either shave it off or get yourself to Turkey, Butler. And whilst you're there, sort your teeth out too. Wilson is decent. Still think Tel could be okay. 100% Dad's handhelds. Dad's handhelds. I like that name. It's nice. Change VDB's position. Yeah, put him up front because he's been our best night. Well, actually, this is the story. James. My best mate, Jamie O'Hara, he sort of said something, I think it was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but actually I don't necessarily think it's horrendous. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. By the way, smash the like button. Let me get it. Where is it? Here we go. Is it? Yeah, here we go. Sorry for the dead air for those watching back on... Oh, what's that background about? Jesus Christ. I'll do. All right, ready? Let's get into it. So, speaking on Sky Sports on Wednesday, O'Hara heaped praise on Van der Ven and admitted he could be wasted in a traditional centre-back role. He said, I genuinely think he could be Gareth Bale. I played with Bale when he was at left-back, and you could see his athleticism. You saw he had pace. But what he became a right winger in the end and a number 10. Micky van der Ven, I think, is almost wasted as a centre-half. When you have that type of pace and skill and drive, he can finish. I genuinely believe that in the future, you might look at him and say, could you play him somewhere else? Could he be a 6'4" left winger who's good on the ball, gets to the byline and gets crosses in? No one can keep up with him. Team Talk of today carried news reports of Real Madrid's interest in the player. The Galacticos are said to hold genuine interest in the Spurs star, with the Netherlands international viewed as a potential long-term successor at the Bernabeu. Tottenham Hotspur are not wanting to sell and hold negotiating power with Van der Ven's contracted until 2029. O'Hara said he would not blame Van der Ven for wanting the move, advised Spurs to demand at least 100 million for his services. 100 million? Fuck off. If fucking Sesko costs 85 million... This geezer's worth 150. What Bale went on to become, I never saw. Harry Redknapp got more out of him. Then Villas-Boas got more out of him. He was playing as a number 10, cutting in off the right, whipping balls in the top corner. Van der Ven is so good and can be so effective in a wider area or higher up the pitch with his pace and technique. He's good in the air. I look at him and think looking at someone, doesn't make any sense. I look at him and think, looking at someone who could move away from centre-half and become a marauding left-back or even a winger. I think he's got the the ability to potentially become that player. I'd love to keep hold of Van der Ven, and we should do everything we can, pay him whatever he wants. If we're going to spend money on players, you've got to pay him 200 grand a week. He's worth it because he's someone that will end up at Real Madrid. I won't boo him, as I believe that any player that wants to better themselves or have a new challenge, got something in life you never thought that you'd be able to achieve, go for it. For me, Van der Ven is a £100 million centre-half. That's how good he is. If Real Madrid do come knocking, Tottenham have got to go all the way out and say, if you want him, you have to pay big bucks for him. £100 million not big bucks anymore, Jamie. Don't get out of bed for less than 90. What are we doing here? I think they will want him. He's that good. Tottenham have to do everything I can't even read this morning, have to do everything in their power to sign him up to a new long-term contract and make him the face of Tottenham's future because he is unbelievable. What are we saying, people? What are we saying? Is there any chance that you could see Micky van der Ven? It's Rabsy Nesbitt. Rab Sean Nesbitt with a wife beater. And an empty can of Stella. Yeah, that's not bad, actually. Not bad. Van der Ven goal will live rent-free in my head forever. Yeah, I've seen it. I must have watched it back 100 times. Wow, it's as if I predicted what was coming next, says Adam. Be up to you, Adam. How you doing, mate? Good to see you, buddy. He says he used to be a striker. I don't think I want to see him as a striker because he's not going to be able to use that pace too often as a striker. Unless you play like super low block counter. But I think you could see him as a left back or a left wing back, which is my point. right? If you do go and load up and you get some of these monster centre backs that we're looking at, I genuinely think that Radu Dragusin could be a really good player in the back three. Romero makes sense all day long as that DM slash centre back that can just thread the passes, come forward and crunch, no problem at all there. And if you can go and get like a Lautaro Rivera, if you can go and get a Castello Lucaba, someone who's left-footed, left-sided, and actually go out and seek out another one or retrain one of the ones that you have on the left side, whether that be a Vuskovic, whether that be a... I mean, Vuskovic is young enough, in my opinion, that he could learn the left-sided player position. He's good enough. He's two-footed. I mean, he's definitely predominantly right foot, but he could be someone that is not set in their ways, hasn't played that much football, that he's just like asking him to retrain as a left-sided centre-back is just... a little bit too problematic and takes too much time, whereas he hasn't done that much yet. So why not? I don't think there's any problem with seeing Micky van der Ven playing as a left back, or like I say, a left wing back. I don't know about this left wing stuff, or striker stuff, or 10 stuff, but to me, I just think it makes a hell of a lot of sense. I don't think we are using him to his potential. What are we saying? Son, Bale, Van der Ven, even Kudus had a similar goal in Europe during his time at West Ham. It's the Spurs way. But yeah, put aside just that particular goal. This isn't the first time that he's galloped forward with the ball. I said it all summer. The guy has the ability to do it. We just don't play a certain style of football that allows him to do it. You know? Yeah, my man Danny. Big up to you, Danny. You're a big proponent of the back three system, aren't you? And again, we have to stop thinking about the back three as though it's a defensive model. As it isn't. It's not. You can make the argument that it's actually more offensive if you use it in the right way with wing-backs that are flying, marauding, galloping wing-backs. But I just think that it makes a little bit of sense when you're worrying, like, why are we linked to another centre-back? Like this Konstantin Koulariakis, he's a really good player, 21-year-old, right? In fact, let me just double-check it what foot he is. Let's have a look at this kid. Where am I? Yeah, 6'2", 21 years old. Transfer market is always really, really slow, isn't it? It's not ready yet. I can't it's loading slower than my my metabolism. At the very least 150 for Micky, says God is real, god damn it. He's a left-footed, left-sided, plays for Wolfsburg. Wasn't Wolfsburg where we got Micky from? Didn't we get Micky from Wolfsburg? I think we did, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did get Micky from Wolfsburg. So we took their former left-sided, left-footed centre-back, and now we're taking their current left. Feeder club. You're just a feeder club. Feeder club. Da-da-da-da. You're just a feeder club. Sean, please tell me you are about at 12 p.m. after this. I'm ready for a live preview. What, to mock me for my take on Micky van der Ven? I'm not around at 12 o'clock, mate. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. I can redirect people to you, though. I watched him play in Greece. He's a bloody good defender. Who's this? That Konstantinos Koulariaki. I'm sure you can make up a great name with that name, a great song with that name. Either Konstantinos or Koulariakis. You can absolutely make up a great chant name. Yeah, that's why he's here. He's fishing for a redirect, this Kaz. Fishing for a redirect. Yeah, so he just pops in, begs for one, gets it. I know your style, mate. I know your style. No worries. That guy is rapid as well. He is rapido. Yeah, he's rapido. Yeah, very, very good. Very good. Scores a couple of bangers as well. I checked him out on the Y Scout. He's got a left foot on him. He banged it top bins for Wolfsburg a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely incredible. Incredible stuff. Yeah. Wolfsburg. That's right. Hello, Axitos. Alex, how are you, my man? Good to see you. Good to see you. I've been meaning to get on a fan phone-in show going this week, but it's now Thursday already, and we've got Spurs 5 at 8 o'clock tonight. Maybe I'll do the Spurs phone-in show at 6. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can squeeze it in, or Friday night. What are we saying, guys? What are we saying? let me put out a poll, and I'm going to get on with the other news, the other transfer news, views, and clues, because there is Micky van der Ven going to Real Madrid. There's ones regarding Jan Bissek coming to Tottenham, another centre back, and this is according to Gazzetta dello Sport. We're going to talk about him. What a player he is, Jan Bissek. He's another left-footed, left-sided player. Jan Diomandi, the player who plays for RB Leipzig. Young kid, not Usman Diomandi of Sporting fame, who's also a quality centre-back. And then we're being linked again with Vitor Roque. 50 million euros is required and is expected, according to his agent. A 50 million euro bid is expected soon. And Tottenham are monitoring the situation. Paqueta, we're linked with him. Samu Agahauer. The links are coming in, guys. You know why? We're getting closer to silly season. We're getting closer to silly season. Will there be a Shawnee raid on Sabbath next? Is Sabbath going? Is Sabbath live as well? Is Sabbath live as well? No, Sabbath's not live. Sabbath's not live this morning. If there was, I'd always raid to Sabbath. Is it Spurs 4 now, says Mr. Post Office? It is Spurs 4, yeah. Well, we're keeping it Spurs 5. We're keeping the name Spurs 5 because we are going to be bringing in some special guests. In fact, we're going to be ringing around. In fact, if you're here right now, what's his name? My man, Danny Boy. Official invite if you want it, mate. First invite to the Spurs 5 as a Spurs 4 plus 1. If you're around and you're watching and you want to come on tonight at 8 o'clock, mate, you're more than welcome to join. If not, another time, buddy, another time. Let's. I want to put that poll out. I want to put the poll out about see what people are thinking about the idea of. Here we go. How do I do it? Poll. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Should Micky, not can. Of course he can. He's Micky van der Ven. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Can Micky van der Ven become a Bale type player? Yes. Try it immediately. Maybe in the future. Sean, put down the beer. You madman. There you go. Let me know what you're thinking. Big up, my man. Big up, buddy. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. VDV is not Bale. Put him in the centre. Sean without a hat. Yeah, Joe, look, I mean, it's only because I couldn't find it this morning, and you can see the problems. You can see why I wear a hat all the time. I am covering up all sorts of problems, my man. All sorts of problems. Probably just like my visceral fat on my kidneys, on my liver. Covering up all sorts of problems. I've been more offended that I'm not in the fold. You are in the fold. I'll bring you on. Put you in the loop. Put down the beer, Shawnee. But can he smoke a pancake? Morning, Nick. Fucking hell, Nick. Time is it over there? It must be like 4 o'clock in the morning or something. 5 o'clock in the morning, is it? 5 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning. Morning, Sean. I hope you're well, buddy. I'm all right, Pablo. I'm all right, my man. I hope you're good too, buddy. Hope you're good. Hotspur hippie on the Spurs 5. I'd be up for it. I mean, that would be hilarious. I mean, that would be absolutely hilarious. But I can't imagine he would want to come on. You know, I don't think he would like it. So, or maybe he would. Maybe he'd like the chance. I don't know. Here we go. Sure, get me out of doing the shopping tonight. There you go, mate. Nice one. Nice one. You're in 8 o'clock. And James, I'll put you on the rotation for next week, mate. Shawnee, when are you getting Connor on the Spurs 5? He's been on the Spurs 5 before, and he's going to come on whenever he wants. But he's got kids, so it's always difficult with. Sometimes it's difficult with people with kids to get them out, to get them on shows at 8 p.m. But yeah, he's definitely on the rotation. Love Connor. Connor's great. Camera off. That could have been anything. What are you talking about? I put the camera off to check my hair. To hide my hair, sorry. What's this? We've got a couple of super chats. Let's do a couple of super chiddly chit chats. Adam Haller, big up to you, my man. Big up to you, buddy. Thank you very much for the generous super chat. How important do you think it is that we tie down Van de Ven on an improved long-term deal before Madrid and other teams come sniffing? Yeah, look, I think, he's on he's with us until 2029 anyway. And I think we've got an extra 1 year option. So I think he could be with us until 2030. But he's only on like 45, 50 grand a week, which is a piss take. So we need to get him signed up to a new contract immediately. Basically, for me, like if you sign him on a 200 grand a week contract, then he's happy, he's being rewarded, and you can put like a massive release fee in. You could put like 200 million quid release fee or something like that, right? Which basically protects the player from being held hostage. Everyone can be happy, and make sure that number, rises with inflation or whatever else. But if you don't get him on a new contract and Real Madrid come calling, and you basically rest on your laurels and say, well, he's on a 5-year contract, so he can't go anywhere, then all you're going to have is someone who puts their tools down or throws their... I don't know what sort of person he's like. But to be honest, like, he stormed off the pitch the other day, didn't he? So he's got it in him to be a little bit temperamental. So I think it's really important to tie him down. Technically, it's not that important because obviously he's our player for 5 years. But you saw what happened with Alex Isak. You can just refuse to play. You can do all that shit. And you're not going to be saving much money if you're only sort of not paying, you're only fining him 1 week's wages, which is 50 grand or whatever. So I think you need to reward the guy. I think you need to build the team around him, to be honest. Him and Romero. I genuinely think this is the point, right? When I see people, and again, everyone's entitled to their own. Big up to you, Adam. Thank you very much for the super chat, mate. I'll come back and finish off the answer in a second. But just quickly, Roy Viker, big up to you as well, mate. Who was withdrawn from the Sava didn't fancy doing it anymore. Sava said he wasn't enjoying it. He wasn't enjoying doing many of the panel shows and things, and he just wanted to focus on his own channel. So nothing happened. There was no fallout, no argument. It's all love. Like I've streamed with him on his channel since, all that stuff. So there's no issues. It's just he didn't want to be a part of it. So that's all there is to it. We wish him all the luck in the world. I love Sava to pieces, love him to pieces. What was I going to say? Yeah, so this narrative around, like, when people say you can't expect any more from Thomas Frank, like he hasn't got the tools to play better football. Well, I don't think that there's a better back four in the Premier League, or there's not too many back fours in the Premier League that are miles ahead of us. We've got one of the best passing right backs in the game. We've got one of the best genuine right backs, all round right backs in the Premier League. We've got one of the best, I think, a balanced, different set of options in Jed Spence. Best sort of defensive fullback in the game, at least from a one-on-ones perspective with Jed Spence. And Destiny Udogie is an absolute baller, right? He marauds forward. He's strong. He's fast. He's physical. He gets forward, and he can get back. He's not a mug defensively. And then sandwiched between those sorts of players, you have Romero, who's he's calmed down, right? So he's no longer this kind of liability, or just he doesn't appear to be the liability that he was. And in Micky he's one of the best passing centre-backs in the Premier League, if not the game. Both of those players you could easily see at a Real Madrid or at a Liverpool or at an Arsenal or at a Bayern Munich or anywhere, right? You take any team from that, they wouldn't be out of place in any team in Europe at all. Therefore, and as a partnership, you have the benefits of it, right? We don't concede as many goals by a mile as we used to, which is wonderful. In front of them, we've got Polinia, and Jamie Carragher doesn't, he's got his own take, and it's fine. And I think there's some merit to what he says regarding his on-the-ball stuff to a degree. But when we have the ball as a team, Polinia has scored 4 goals and 2 assists, I think it is, this season, which is more than most sixes in the game have done. So, I don't know really what more you want apart from the ability to progress the ball forward, but there's other options in that regard. And I think that, Bentancur, the people that say, it's weird because the people that tell me that we haven't got enough talent to do more than we are the same people that want that are promoting Bentancur as being a top draw player. I loved the old version of Bentancur, and I loved the version of Bentancur that we saw on Tuesday night. But what I don't think that he is the same player that he was before his double injury setback. I hope he can get back into it, but he hasn't signed. He has just signed a new contract, hasn't he? He has just signed a new contract, yeah. But like he for me, he's someone that I think is, he's okay. He's okay, right? But and then at the top end of the pitch, you have players like Xavi Simons that are like 55, 60 million pound players that everybody wanted. You have Kudus, which has been a remarkable situation, and you have a couple of injuries. But like this narrative that the squad isn't capable, the squad is more than capable. Like everybody universally pretty much agrees, whichever stance you take on the fan base, unless you're someone like a Scott M who doesn't rate anything ever. Everything for him is a meh at the best. You know how Alex box office used to be? He's somewhere from okay to bang average. Like bang average was at the bottom end of his spectrum, and okay was at the top end of that sort of spectrum. Then okay really meant good player. Bang average meant awful player. Well, Scott M's range is meh to woeful. He doesn't really. So he's even more of a sort of negative shift. But the unless you're people like that, then most people would say that the starting 11, even with the injuries that we have, about 7 or 8 of those players are more than capable. So if you're only really focused on like 20% of your squad and you're saying that that's the reason why we can't do more than we are, I don't buy it. I think these things take time. I think chemistry, I think injuries returning. I think that our squad is much better than some people give it credit for. I just think that there needs to be a little bit more of adaptation and adaptability. And those people that sit there and that were horrendously critical of Ange Postecoglou, but are giving Thomas Frank all of the time in the world and the patience in the world, again, I think that there's a split sort of consistency there. I think it's incredibly inconsistent because, Ange Postecoglou may have had people like Kulusevski and Solanke last season, and they had Sonny, but Kudus is a better replacement for Sonny. He never had a Polinia. And also, Ange Postecoglou was without the back four for like 75% of the games. So if you're going to I was not a fan of Ange, but not because of his football, but because of his double talk, his double speak, and the kind of the way he got all sensitive all the time, and tried to always twist the narrative to making out like nothing's his fault, and there's nothing wrong here or whatever. So that was why I fell out of love with him. But for those people that like criticised his abilities, I think, and at the same time want to defend Thomas Frank for some of the horrendous football we've been seeing, I think that there's been an inconsistency in the application, and that's what I'll be calling out tonight. Well, also tonight I'll be calling out Stelios Tritios because Mr. No-Show when we win. He's going to get a pounding tonight. Pause. Morning, Destiny. Morning to you, my man. Dutch and Germans hate each other. What's that got to do with anything? What's got to do with anything, Joe? Who are the Germans we're talking about? And has Sean got a new hairstyle for hair dye job? No, I'm going to be the before picture, the before model on a hair transplant. And then they'll go and get Rabsy Nesbitt for the after model. Got to dash, mate. Good to see you, Spursy. Good to see you, James related. Good to see you, Spurs related. Good to see you, James. Good to see you, mate. Oh, my mind hasn't started working this morning. I need some alcohol in me, but it's too early. Morning, Sean. Morning, Finn Rickwood. Morning, Fenland. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Everyone's sort of just chiming in. Good to see you, Kato or Jimbo, whoever it is. I'm guessing the kiss is coming from you, Jimbo. Yeah, sorry, James. Spurs related. Sorry, I didn't get the ability to for my mind to keep working. Oh, it's Kate. Boo. No, I'm kidding. Good to see you, Kate. Kiss from Jimbo, and you love it. 100%. Good to see you, Kate. Is it ever too early, Sean? It's not. Listen, some of the best days I've ever had, and I'm pretty sure everyone that's watching this will concur. Some of the best days you've ever had have been an all-dayer with your mates when you finally get to act like, especially if you've got kids and you're going on like a golf day or you're going on the train, the early train to see Tottenham play at Newcastle or wherever you are in the world. If you're over in New York and you're out on a Sunday brunch in New York is a big deal. I used to love doing that. Bottomless mimosas. And you're like, yes, bottomless mimosas with the boys. Some of those, the best days ever, start in the AM. And some of the worst days ever, some of the worst things ever, you wait until the night time for the appropriate amount of time passing the day before you get drinking, like New Year's Eve. Statistically, the most disappointing and rubbish evening of the year because everything's overpriced. Everything's got a huge expectation of being the best night ever, you know? And unfortunately, whilst all the boys want to go home with a girl on New Year's Eve, most of the girls have got enough about them to not want to wake up on the first day of the new year and have to do the walk of shame. So chances of getting lucky on New Year's Eve is, statistically weaker. Let's call it. There's a negative disproportion. It skews negative on the outcomes. So F New Year's Eve. F New Year's Eve. Good to see you, Gavin. I don't know. My hair is the epicenter of the conversation this morning because Bugsy's taken all my hats. I can't find them. But yeah, it's not good. I'm going to get it shaved, I think. Yes, my stag a few weeks ago, paintballing, then pubbing it until 1 a.m. Feel like a teenager. 100%, mate. Congratulations, buddy, on the or commiserations maybe on getting married, whichever way you want to see it. I hope you have a lifetime of happiness, mate. But don't let her take, I'm guessing it's a her, don't let her take away your chances to get drunk at 9 a.m. with your boys. Because those days are the best ones. Those days are the best ones. You know? That's been said by someone that's not pulled 10 New Year's Eves running. I don't go out on New Year's Eve anymore, mate. I don't go out. I'm tucked up in bed, smashed out of my skull by about 6 p.m. It's New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Day as well. I'll start early. What are we doing here? Shawnee, have you transferred this week for FPL? Have I transferred this week for FPL? What does that mean? Are you keeping a look on something going on with the FPL? Something happened. What have I done? Have I missed out? I'm not sure what you're saying. What's happened in fantasy? Why is everyone laughing? What's going on? I feel like you've all got an inside joke about me. I'm getting paranoid. I'm only paranoid when I'm sober. Fantasy Premier League. Why do we need to look at the Premier League, the Fantasy Premier League? I got 71 points last week. What are we doing here? I got 71 points last week, Marshall. 71. That's ahead of the average, which is good for me. What are we doing? My points, what did I get? I got 13 for Haaland. I got 18 for Mateta, captained him. I got 10 for Gahey. And I left about 16 points on the bench. Caicedo was on my bench. He got 10 points. Nightmare. Did an all-dayer for the Super Bowl this year. Had Villa away, then straight back out when we got home till the early hours for the mighty Eagles. Yeah, what a day. What a day. What a day. We used to go to, for the Super Bowl, myself, my brother, and about 6 of our mates. We'd go to a bar in Fulham. I think it was Fulham or Kensington somewhere, West Kensington maybe. And it was like a sports bar that had like an American theme, like a Texan theme, or American and a kind of like Tex-Mex sort of stuff. And we used to get like loads and loads of like just beers, tequilas, jugs of beer, like those massive flumes of beer, NFL in front. We'd all get dressed up wearing our various shirts and then like eating chicken wings and fajitas and whatever else. I don't know why, that's all Mexican food, isn't it? But it felt like it was enough American to make it make sense. Some of the best days ever. Oh yeah, and frozen margaritas. I know it sounds like we mixed up America for Mexico, but it all kind of it into the thing. It was absolutely sensational. I've got to get to the... Yeah, we should do a darts night. We should do a darts night, 100%. Although it's so expensive. Have you seen the cost of a ticket to go and sit at a table at the World Champs in Ali Pali? Like, for real. Absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. It's like 400 quid a ticket for 3 hours. You know? Daniel Levy missed a trick. Daniel Levy should get into the darts game. You know? But everyone pays for that. Everyone pays for that. You know why? Because it's about entertainment. In fact, thank you for whoever it was who just brought that up. Sean and the Dart. Destiny, you've just given me an angle where I can bury those. I'll bury Lubo tonight. I'm going to bury Lubo tonight on the Spurs 5 about the ticket pricing mechanisms and why it's not about the output, it's why it's the experience. Because I never had a proper justifiable example. No one pays to go to the darts expecting to see nine dart outers. They don't, do they? They go for the beers and they go for the fun. And they get dressed up like absolute bozos. And it's only fun when people get to the darts, when people see you dressed up in the queue about to go in, or as you're coming out of the local underground station. And everyone goes, oh, look, you've come as like Roger Rabbit, or you've come as whatever, right? What happens when you get back to Waterloo and you're going back to, or you go back to King's Cross and you're heading back up to Manchester and you're sat on the train and everyone's going, what the fuck? Why are you dressed like a rabbit, you bozo? And other people have got no idea that you're going to or coming from the darts. You know, I'm going to have to bury Lubo later on, decided. Ascot even more, yeah. I'm down the road from Ascot. You know, down the road. Darts crowds are good. They sing Starmer's a wanker all the time. Yeah, they do. Sensational stuff. Sensational stuff. Oh, do you know what I completely forgotten to do? Like an absolute tit that I am. I forgot to turn my monetization settings on this fucking show. You absolute Burke. An hour. An hour. Gee, I haven't even done the bloody thumbnail either. What is going on? What is going on? I've fucked this up completely. People are asking me for redirects and I'm sitting there not even putting on my own monetization. You absolute joke of a human being. Never see Butler before midday. Never see Butler before he's had a beer. All over the shop. Simply all over the shop. Just for that, I'm turning on subscriber mode only. Smash a subscribe, guys. Smash a subscribe. What have I done there? Damn it. Anyway, let's get back to some football, shall we? Let's get back to some football. Adam Air, just like your bench. My bench? Oh, my bench on fantasy. 16 points, yeah. Caicedo and someone else. Absolute nightmare. Hi, mate. I have been watching you for years. Are you one of the hackers? One of the hackers. He's out. He's coming clean. If you're watching me in the shower. Still 300 what? Still 300 what? Marshall, you've got to give me some more context, mate. I can't read your mind here. I can't read your mind. Surely you need a drink, mate, to sort yourself out, yeah? Am I still 300th? I said to you that I'd be pushing up. I'm 332nd. I'm 332nd of... I'll show you where I'm at. I've got a fantastic team now, though. I've got a fantastic team. I think the reason Marshall is saying all this is because he's obviously doing very well, and he wants me to just look at the top of the leaderboard in our Football Link group chat, just so I can go, oh look, Marshall, he's on 550 points. All right. I fucked around with my team too much, and I took Salah out right at the wrong point as well. I stuck with him through his shit times, and I sold him just as he was on his redemption arc. Where are you, Marshall? I'm guessing you're on page 1. Can you see it on the screen? Yeah. Where are you on here? I'm guessing you're some... Eric Callison's been very, very good. He's on 700 points nearly. Fucking hell. Gee whiz. Yeah, I'm down in... That's me there. 332. 71 points, though. This is my team. And Dai and Bumo. I had Wan-Bissaka. I took him out as well, just as he goes and scores a great assist for Newcastle, against Newcastle. So yeah, I should have had Fofana should have been promoted, but he wasn't. And Caicedo would have done better than Semenyo or Grealish. So I've left a lot of points on the table there. I should have had about 80 points or so. But I haven't used any of my bad boys yet. I can only imagine that a lot of people have used some of their bad boys by now. Some of their things, the super bench or whatever you call it. 89 points this week. I won the We Are Tottenham TV league 2 seasons ago. What a fall from grace. I won it. I had Ben and Sim having to throw 20 quid my way, I think it was, or 50 quid, I forget what it was. And Nick Collison and Danny Kiriakou. I smashed them all to pieces. Smashed them all to pieces. I didn't actually win their overall group that's got like 1,000 people in it or whatever. I didn't do that. I probably came like 500th in that. But I won the WhatsApp group challenge that had like 20 names in it. That was my claim to fame. And I was relatively new to the YouTube space. People didn't know what they were getting into bed with when they got into bed with Butler. You didn't know I'm a beast. I'm a beast. And then I let it go because last year I was hacked, so I wasn't really in. I was completely all out of it. This year I've come back, and just a terrible start. But the season is young. What I am though, what I can tell you, what I can promise you is that in the Predicciones leagues, both on Spurs 5 and on Football Inc., I am top of the pops. I don't know what you want from me. That's what I do. I predict things. I'm prescient. At least I'm more prescient than them. Let's see what we've got. Some super chats. Andy Lester, big up to you, my man. He's become a new member of the channel. Appreciate you very much indeed. If you want to come up, if I can do a live stream this evening at 6:30 for an hour and a half. Anyone that's a member wants to pop on. I know Axitos usually comes on. Alex, and I know there's a few other boys that the usual 3 or 4 that come on, but it's always welcome to anyone. I'll let you guys know in the in the community section later on. Big up to you, Andy. Thank you very much. And Daniel Phil's become a new member as well. He's also a mod, and I love that about him. Thank you very much, Daniel. Very generous of you as well. Thank you for your loyalty and your support. And Destiny 51090, my man Destiny, super mod as well. What's the entry code for your fantasy league? It's been closed, mate. You can't be joining the league waiting until you're doing well, and then you jump in at the 4th quarter. Can't be doing that. That's the same thing with the Odobert thing, right? Let's get back to Odobert. Let's talk about Heisenberg for a bit. You guys have to make your mind up right now. I'm taking names. Is Heisenberg, Odobert, my man, is he on your, are you on him? Are you on board the Odobert train? Choo-choo. One direction to the top. Because this guy is an absolute baller waiting to emerge. He's going to explode. He can play as a 10. He can link the dots. He's a dot connector, the matchmaker, chemistry compound bonder. This guy is going to be a baller. And I don't want to see people jumping on later on, going, yeah Odobert's got to start. Odobert's my favourite player. I'm getting Odobert in the 27-28 shirt. Nah. I'm listening. I'm keeping an eye out right now for those people that are on the Odobert train. You either see it or you don't. My new member, Andy Lester's just saying he's not on the train. Well, you can't be on the fence. I mean, you can be on the fence. You can be on the fence, but I don't want to see you jumping off the fence when he's banged in a couple of goals or whatever. Not happening. Not fully backing, but getting there. The train's leaving the station, Nick. The train is leaving the station. Let coaches coach and fans fan, says VJ. Fans can fan all they want. Coaches can coach all they want. Can I content create? Is that okay? Content's got a content, VJ. Content's got a content. Choo. He's just getting chugging, says SD Jones. My man. Sean, you swap Tel or of Wilson? I don't see it. You're damn right, Andy Lester. What does that mean? Sean, you swap Tel of Wilson. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what that means, bro. Just being, I know it's all good. I ain't joking, Andy. I ain't joking, mate. It's all a bit of fun. We are the mods. We are the mods. You're not a mod, Mark. Would you like to be a mod? I'll make you a mod. Can't do it right now. I'll do it later. Let's talk a little bit about Mainoo, shall we, guys? Mainoo. Interesting story. Like, Mark Goldbridge has been doing some bits this morning saying, I'll touch my head. Oh, fuck off. You know what? This way. Whatever. He looks so bad. The Mainoo story. So Mark Goldbridge is sitting there saying, I don't want him to go. I think Mainoo is going to be a brilliant player. He's going to be someone that we regret. He said, but if Amorim really doesn't want him, really doesn't like him, really wants him gone, then do you back the manager? And it's an interesting insight because you do have to back managers, right? You do have to back managers. Otherwise, what's the point of having them? However, if you're going to back them to the point where they make decisions about players that are going to potentially be, if they continue on their arc, a mainstay for that team long after that manager has gone, then you have to be really sure that that manager is the right manager for you. And I think the jury's out about Amorim. It really is. He's turned it around, and Man United fans are singing, we're back, we're back, we're back. Are they? It's far too early to tell. They drew to Nottingham Forest. If we beat them on Saturday, United fans will be back in the mud, and Amorim will be back on the next to be sacked shortlist, for sure. That's just the way football works. And so they make this decision around, they have this conversation around, should we support him in his dismissal of Mainoo, get rid of Kobbie, bring in the funds to do something else, just to give him what he wants, which is whoever. They want the guy who's gone to Nottingham Forest from Newcastle, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. Brilliant player. Let me know in the chat. But Mainoo's been linked with Tottenham again. We have got a homegrown issue, by the way. We do have homegrown issues. So there's that. Anderson. Foxy's in the house. Big up to you, Foxy. Always here. He's a Newcastle fan, actually. But you'd love to get Anderson back, wouldn't you, Foxy? What a player he is, by the way. What a player he is. Mate, listen, Sam, bro. We could afford your entire... We got money, mate. I want to stop before I say something silly because I'm not even drunk. We got money. What you haven't got is a stadium that's free from holes. What you haven't got is any kind of plan. What you haven't got is any kind of consistency. What you don't have is an ownership that is anything other than greed personified. What you haven't got, the list goes on and on and on. What we have is ample opportunity. We're a sleeping giant, and we're going to bury you for the 5th time in 5 matches on Saturday, and then you can, fizzle off into the atmosphere with your nonsense again, Sam. Sam's good to see you. I'm only joking, bro. I'm only joking. What we haven't got... Yeah, good man. Good banter. That's true. We haven't got it. You haven't had it for a while either, have you, mate? Let's be honest. How old are you, Sam? Someone told me you're a child. Someone told me you're like 16 or 17. So maybe you haven't seen those sorts of things for a while either. Were you old enough the last time? Good banter, mate. Good banter. Yeah, don't play the cards. Don't play the cards prematurely. Now, we are going to beat them, though. We are going to beat United. I'm excited about this one. Because I can just see, I see it. I see Saeed. I see Gold. I see all of them getting a little bit above their station. They all think that they're back. They all think they're back because they won 3 on the bounce. Even the haircut guy. The haircut guy did a thing with Paddy Power. Back in your box, lad. back in your box, and that box needs to be a little bit bigger because the next time you're going to get a chance to have a haircut, there's 5 on the bounce. Like, there's very few teams that win 5 games on the bounce at any stage in their cycle. With Manchester United being where they're at, he's gonna end up like, I don't know, you know. GTA 6 might come out before he gets to cut his hair. Sean, did you see the Lookman bust up with the manager last night and his sub? No, I didn't. No, is he back? Is he back doing the donut thing again? Is he? See, this is the problem, mate, with him. Like, if we have a no dickheads policy, that sort of stuff is going to be witnessed, isn't it? Well, I mean, I don't know any of the context. Was it? I didn't even see the Atalanta game, to be honest. I was watching that absolute beast of a game, Bruges against Barcelona. That was a game, wasn't it? I said beforehand, Bruges away from home and USG, Flemish teams, Belgium teams at home, different beast to how they play away. Some pushing and shoving. Oh, let's have a look so I can find it. Let me have a look at that. Ademola, Lookman, and coach. Oh, here we go. Probably going to get. Oh, hang on. Is there actually any? Oh, it's just pictures. Probably better to do pictures anyway, to be honest. Let's get rid of that. Bring back this. What's this? Can you hear that, guys?
Ademola Lookman had to be restrained during a heated confrontation after being grabbed by his Atalanta manager, Yves Bissouma, on Wednesday night. He had been substituted in the home Champions League match against Marseille, which the Italian side eventually won 1-0. As Lookman walked off the pitch, he exchanged words with Juric, apparently expressing frustration over being taken off. Juric reacted by shouting back at his player and grabbing him, prompting CEO Luca Percassi and teammate Martin de Roon to step in and prevent the situation from escalating further.
Gee whiz.
Lookman appeared both shocked and angered by his manager's physical reaction. With the
Yeah, that's not good, is it? If Lookman's angry and shocked by the manager's reaction surely was a response to his reaction. You know? Like when Bugsy Malone starts barking incessantly and driving up the wall, and I shout back at her, and then she's like, what are you having a go at me for? Because of the way you were acting. Don't play the victim. Don't give it the big un. Don't come at me. And then when you get like a little bit of a snap back, Bugs, and you then you cry victim. That's not how it works. Not how it works. If you're going to give it, you're going to get it. He's my winger. Well, he was going to be my winger. But I think he's definitely drama, isn't he? He's drama. He's a really good player, though. He's a really, really good player. You know, he is a really good player. Hi, Sean. Hi, Sully. Hey there, mate. Good to see you. Lookman, not for you, says Rennie Solari. We need less drama. I need a Rennie. Got a bit of heartburn. Need a bit of you, mate. Need a bit of you. Just doesn't take shit, lol. God bless my countrymen. Who's that? The manager, Juric. Yeah. GTA 6 over $2 billion to make. That one game, the amount will it make about 8% of the EPL. You know, the Burj Khalifa, the biggest building in the world, that only cost 1.5 billion to build. GTA 6 could give you a whole Burj Khalifa and another third of the Burj Khalifa on top of it. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. It better be a fucking game. It better be a great game. Mia Khalifa. She wouldn't cost $2 billion. She might cost you a lot more in the health department after you go after. Not a good look, man. Well done. Well done. Very good. GTA will lose people's jobs and marriages. Yeah. Yes, it will. 100%. 100%. Anyway, so let's get back to... Sorry, we're drifting off today. Kobbie Mainoo. Do we want Kobbie Mainoo at Tottenham? I'm saying no. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I don't want Kobbie Mainoo. I don't think he's good enough. If he's good enough for... If he's not good enough for Sam's team, he's not good enough for me. What about Jan Bissek? So according to Gazzetta dello Sport, a move for the Inter Milan centre-back Jan Bissek has been discussed by Tottenham. The report states that Inter believe the player's departure next summer is very likely and that the club has already begun to explore the domestic market in Italy for replacements. Gazzetta dello Sport wrote that the prospect of a move to Tottenham is of interest to the player and his entourage. A transfer to a leading English side is believed to be the most likely next step for the 24-year-old. Bissek is contracted into Inter until 2029 and was signed from Danish side AGF for €7 million in 2023. The Serie A club has a strong negotiating position. Listen, we definitely need a left-footed, left-sided player, and Jan Bissek is a baller. I'm a big fan of his. Big fan of his. Absolutely not Mainoo, says Aussie Frank Lover. Crap, says Wilson. Marshall does want him. Still think we should try for Keishu Sano. Interesting. It's a good player. Jan Bissek for me is second. I'd rather go and get Castello Lucaba at Leipzig. Jan Bissek is right-footed. Who am I thinking of? Who was I talking about earlier? Oh, sorry, I was talking about the other one, wasn't I? I was talking about the Greek guy. Sorry, talking about Konstantinos Koularaki. Yeah, sorry, you're right. He is right-footed. Sorry, my bad, Charlton. I was getting my links mixed up. But that Konstantinos Koularaki, he looks like a good player out of Wolfsburg. You know, does look like a good player. Locatelli. Yeah, Locatelli would be a quality player, wouldn't he? There's a lot of players out of Juve. Did you see at Juve, Vlahovic had a decent game last night or night before, was it? Against Sporting. He scored a goal, but he could have had a hat-trick. He had some really good finishes, but that Sporting keeper had a worldie of a performance. Don't worry, you got Gray. Listen, mate, Archie Gray is better than Kobbie Mainoo at this stage. Plays more minutes. Bro, United and Spurs ain't on the same level. Never have and never will. Won't want to go Spurs anyway. Mate, you finished 15th and trophyless last season. 15th and trophyless. We won a European major. What are you talking about? How old are you, Sam? How old are you, bro? The last time United won anything of note, I'm not talking about a shitty domestic cup that no one really cares about anymore. You know, when was the last time you won anything? When was the last time you won the league? When was the last time you won the Champions League? You didn't. When was the last time you won the Europa Cup, Europa League? Not for a long time, bro. Listen, we're more relevant. We're relevant. You're not 16? I don't know how old you are, but people tell me you're a teenager. How old are you? You 17? 15? I'm only kidding, buddy. I'm only kidding. It's all banter. It's all banter, my man. It's all banter. Where's Sam been for the last 15 years? School. He's been doing his homework. I've got socks older than Sam. Oh, we love the banter. We love the banter. He's 12, is he? He's a bubba. Oh, I better be careful him. I was called a bully before by that fucking donut. What was his name? Will. The guy who ripped off Tottenham away. The American bloke. Will Stewart. You know, what a donut he is as well. What was I going to say? Did you come back in? Crazy work. Homework, crazy work. Yeah. Have you seen Spurs win the Premier League or the Champions League? Nope. But I'm not sure you've seen your team do it either. So, maybe we're not that different. Any other transfer stories? Yeah, Lucas Paqueta. So Dean Jones has stated that past links between Tottenham and Paqueta were legitimate, and that Jones said that at the right price, the deal might become feasible again, but West Ham will not let him leave for a low price. Listen, let's go and get Lucas Paqueta. Shove him in the 8, bro. Shove him in the 8. If we're looking for a baller who's feisty, who's physical, who can progress the ball, and who's got a monster pass, yes, he can play in the 10, and he's arguably leans a little bit in that sort of fashion, but he's more than capable of doing an 8. You bring him into the squad, it gives you so many options, so many different options of how you want to set up. We've got so many profiles that are similar at Tottenham, like the likes of Sarr and Berghvall, a little bit too similar. The likes of, for me, I think we've got too many profiles on the wings as well that are not dissimilar. I think we need just a variety of different profiles of players that can allow a manager like Thomas Frank, who I'm reassured every time I read up on him from Barrett or go and listen to like Brentford blogs or vlogs or whatever, that they are that he's this professor of discipline and tactical variety. We haven't seen too much of it yet at Tottenham, but that's fine. It's early days. But in order to be entirely unpredictable, in order to really create variety in your football, you need time and you need profiles. And I think Paqueta is a profile that we don't have. And I think he is a class player. And West Ham are going down, right? West Ham are likely to go down. I'm not saying we'll get Paqueta in Jan. I think there's other priorities. But in the summer, if West Ham go down, and I kind of do want West Ham to go down because I obviously just rivalry stuff, but I actually quite like West Ham. I quite like their football club. I quite like the passion. I think that they're kind of, doing their thing, and like it's also nice to have some banter and that. And so you kind of like you don't want them to do well, but you don't want them to collapse. But if they were to go down, then Jarrod Bowen and Paqueta for me are very gettable. But I think that I need a trim. I need it shaved off, or I need a trip to Brazil. Would I take Jarrod Bowen? Yes, all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. He's a class player. I don't think he'll come to Tottenham though. I think Salah is going to leave Liverpool at the end of the season. He's 34. He'll be 34. And I think that they can still probably get like 80 million quid for him if Saudi wanted to come in and get it, even though he's 34. Like he treats himself incredibly well physically. He'll be able to carry on playing until he's 37. Why not go because of his like Muslim faith? Then it would just be an absolutely dream ticket for Saudi Arabian football. It would put them on the map even more than they are currently, and he could earn an absolute fortune out there. He'd get paid $1 million a week. He'd get paid Ronaldo's sort of money, I think. And so I think it would just make sense that he should go there. And then I think Liverpool will need to obviously find someone to replace him. I think Jarrod Bowen would probably be a good option. So I can't see him coming to Tottenham. Somerville or Odobert. What are we doing here? Andy. Somerville will go down with West Ham and will stay at West Ham. I had this conversation with Lawless on Dan Potts' channel last week. I said, who's the best player in your team that will stay at West Ham should you get relegated? And I think he said at the time, the guy Potts. But then we went through the team, and it's probably Somerville. He'll go down. He went down with Leeds, didn't he, before? Come to the dark side and shave your head. I've shaved my head before. When I used to be skinny, and in good shape, I actually look pretty good with a shaved head. I haven't got like a weird shaped skull, but now that I'm fat, I think I just look like an egg, to be honest. A bad egg. You know, needs to get down the gym, work harder. Sean, Marcelo Brozovic is on 30 million quid a year in Saudi. Crazy money. Yeah, I mean, what a player he is, though. What a player. Yeah, and I think that's the sort of, that's the sort of money. What's that? 500 and that's about 550 a week, isn't it, or something? I think that Salah would get $1 million a week. I think he'd easily make 50 million a year. Madness. But that's the way I see it. West Ham to be replaced by Millwall. Imagine that, Sully. I wanted to see West Ham play Millwall in a league game for a long time. But imagine if West Ham went down and the same year that happened, Millwall came up. Fucking hell. East London riots. There'd be more damage than there were in the Blitz. Or not the Blitz. What was it? What was the thing? Not the Blitz. What was it in the war when they smashed up East London? What was the name of that? Was it the Blitz? No, the Blitz was in Eastern Europe, in Europe, wasn't it? Was it called the Blitz? What was it called when the Nazis smashed up East London with the? It was the Blitz, wasn't it? Someone tell me. Is anyone here old enough to know their history? It was the Blitz. Big up to you, Lee. Yeah, big up to you, mate. Yeah. Blitz was here. Yeah. What was the other thing called the Blitz? That was Blitzkrieg, wasn't it? Blitzkrieg was the name of the German war machine where they'd attack around the outside faster, and they'd dope those guys up on meth and make them march super quick. And then the people on the inside of the curve were they weren't on meth and they were more tacticos, you know. Got the stamina on the outside, and you got the strength on the inside. Clever. Yeah, Blitzkrieg. Yeah, Blitzkrieg is what I was thinking of. Yeah. Rapid war. That's right. Yeah. Good times. Yes, it was the Blitz shot. What kind of an Englishman are you? No, I'm an Englishman that hasn't had his alcohol yet. That's all I am. Nicky boy. Listen, mate, you don't want to worry about me, mate. Don't worry about listen, as soon as this show's done, as soon as it's 12 o'clock now, someone get me an Uber Eats order. Let's go. Let's carry on going. 2 more hours. 2 more hours. Street vendors selling club hard hats. Superb. That's superb. 100%. Give him 2 beers and a German to argue with. Yeah, get Alex Axitos on if you're still watching. He's Austrian, but then so was Hitler. So you know, unbelievable stuff. Super sticker from Daniel Hooson. Choo to you. Choo to you. Oh, do you know what might happen? Today might be the day you started the super. You know what actually might happen today is Houdini. Houdini is always here. Every single stream I've done in the last year of Football Inc. on Spurs 5 or on this channel, Houdini, Dino Law, he's always been there on every single stream and put in a super sticker. Today might be the day that he misses. And if he does, I'm going to bury him later on when he pops up on Football Inc. I'll say, where were you? Where were you? Cable Street, mate, when the East End stopped the Nazis marching through. I lived on Cable Street in Shadwell when I first moved into the city. When I first started out in my career in finance, I lived in Shadwell. I used to have to walk through Shadwell council estates at midnight, pissed out of my head, wearing a suit, every 2 or 3 nights a week, and walk through all these gangs of young kids, and they never batted an eyelid. I was more scared walking out of the town that I grew up in was in Surrey. I grew up in Essex. Then my dad moved us to Weybridge, which is like a stockbroker belt. And it's really nice, and everyone there, quite a nice area. But coming out of the local Queen's Head when you're 18 or 19 years old, and then walking past the kebab van to get home on a Friday night, chances were you were going to get in a fight. It was more scary walking through those suburbs as a kid than it ever was when I was like walking through areas of London that were supposed to be, you know, scary or whatever. Lee was born in Egham. Lee, do you know Engelfall Green? Do you remember there's a pub there called the Monkey's Forehead? I don't know if you how long ago you were last there, mate. But Engelfall Green, Monkey's Forehead, across the road from the university. Every Wednesday night, I'd be down there and trying to tune up some older birds from the university. Failed miserably most of the time, but you know what? God loves a trier. God loves a trier. Shadwell was a shithole, yeah, shithole, but relatively safe. Sean, we need to talk about Van der Ven is our best goal scorer. Surely one of our strikers needs to kick on. We've already sort of spoken about that, mate. Like my mate Jamie O'Hara has said that he reckons that Micky van der Ven could be repositioned into a Gareth Bale type of player. And I don't disagree. I think that makes sense why we're linked with so many centre-backs. We're linked with so many centre-backs. Constantine, Koulirakis. We were linked with Lautaro Rivero, who I really like, the kid from River Plate. He looks like a Romero, a left-footed, left-sided Romero. Doesn't look dissimilar. Similar sort of size, similar aggression, similar physicality, similar array of passing. Loves a long ping. Can score a goal or two as well. Young guy. He's going to come up. He's going to be a good player. And Tottenham apparently are front and centre in trying to bring this one. You grew up in Walton-on-Thames, just round the corner. I was in Walton-on-Thames a couple of days ago. The Walton lot. We used to call the Weybridge lot and the Walton lot. And the Byfleet lot. It was like little gangs of 16 to 18-year-olds that we used to think were hard, on degrees of hardness. But you put any of them in like Stepney or Holloway or any of these sorts of areas, or Edgware, you know, and they're like pussycats. But relatively speaking, for a stockbroker belt, for what it's worth, the Byfleet lot were the hardest. They carried the most amount of street cred in front of 16-year-olds. Then the Weybridge lot, they were pretty ropey, and then Walton lot were third on the tier. You know, there was a couple of fights. I remember getting in a fight. I remember going down to a private estate called Burwood Park, where every house was like £1 million. I didn't live in those things, but like I went down there to a house party, and there was rumours that there was going to be a fight, and so everybody from like 3 or 4 different pubs in the 1.5 miles, 2 miles surrounding area walked towards this house party, and I was there excited to see a fight. It turned out the fight was I was a part of the fight. I just didn't realise. Who is it who's fighting? Oh, some fat dickhead, some dickhead who thinks he's tough. Oh yeah. And I get all the way down there, and then someone comes out and starts on me. I think I won it from memory. I think I won, but then I got out there quick. Anyway, the things you do when you're 17, eh? The things you do. What was I going to say? Battle of the middle classes. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Thoughts on Stepney Bethnal Green? I mean, they were just around the corner from me when I lived in Shadwell, but I don't think I went out there too often, so I don't really know, to be honest, Harvey. Don't really know, mate, to be honest. Are they nice areas now? It's been gentrified, hasn't it? Bethnal Green now is very, very gentrified, right? You know the Monkey's Forehead well. Used to live in Ascot before moving to France. Oh, there you go. The Monkey's Forehead was a quality place. Used to have wonderful arcades in there. Like they used to have the golf game where you'd like spin the wheel, and it used to be like you'd pull it back, and the golf club would swim back, and then you'd run it through. I used to play a drinking game around that. That was a good way to start the night. Renee, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Monkey's Forehead. A lot of people here from Surrey or grew up in Surrey. Interesting. Let me see. Has anyone else started going live? I'm going to have to do the redirect to what's his name, to Kaz. How do I find that? I've got a couple more things I want to talk to you about, though. I want to get that thing sorted out. How do I do this? Customize, Redirect. Add. Cass is very sneaky the way he doesn't come in very often, but when he does, he knows that it's just when you're streaming just before him, he just comes in to say hello, hoping that you give him the redirect. I will send you all over there. I promised I would. Golden Tea, Lee. That's it. Golden Tea. What a game. What a game that was. And there was enough space to have. It was like a slanted board, but they'd figured out that it would be put in bars, so they had like a little shelf at the top, just perfect for your pint and your partner's pint. You know, big up. East London is a complete shithole, is it? Okay. Oh, East Landers. What East Landers is. But then I never saw any aggro in the East End. Shawnee, did you talk about Sir Jim settling on the payout to Tottenham? Oh no, I didn't. That's a good take, isn't it? Yeah, we got 11 million quid. No, was it 11 million quid? I think we got 11 million quid back. Yeah, we got 11 million quid settlement. You know, it's good news. I think we tell you what, that contract. So Jim Ratcliffe's Grenadine or whatever it's Grenadier 4x4, the official 4x4 sponsor. Like, what is that? The official 4x4 sponsor. Okay, but apparently the deal was worth like 5 million quid a year. To have just the name of the Grenadier 4x4 embedded in the seats on the subs bench. It's a lot of fucking money, isn't it? For a completely irrelevant business, irrelevant product to football, but nothing to do with 4x4. There was no context or rationale or reason as to why it was a logical thing. But 5 million quid. I feel like I might reach out to Jim and say, give me like 1% of that, and I'll put 4x4 on the bottom of. I'll replace that Spurs talk show thing right there with Grenadine 4x4. If you're willing to throw that sort of money around, you donut. Absolute weirdest. And I think we were also getting paid 3 million quid a year from his company's Ineos's hand sanitizer during COVID, which makes sense. That makes sense to some degree, but I don't understand the rest of it. Anyway, apparently we got 11 million pound settlement. So I'm not sure if we won it or if that's considered a win, but that's done. So that relationship's cooked. So once again, Sam, if you're watching, it's not just 4 wins on the bounce and a European trophy. We've also beaten you in court, and we're about to beat you on Saturday as well. How does it feel, Sam? How does it feel, bro? 17.5 million over 5 years. We got 50% back. But we were only 1 year in, weren't we? We were only 1 year in, so that's a lot of money, isn't it? 17.5 million a year over 5 years. And it means we can go and now we've got half the money and we're not halfway through the contract. It means that we can go and get another sponsor. So technically, I think we then come out on top. We've come out on top. I'm taking it as a win, Barrison Royale. Is that Nick, is it? It must be Nick. Good to see you, Nick. It must be Nick. Can't be anyone else. Good to see you, mate. There's going to be a new sponsor in 27-28 season 2. Have you covered that, Sean? No. You've been here from the start, Andy. You've heard what I've covered. Most of what I've covered is my lack of alcohol, my childhood's fighting situations, and we talked a little bit about Micky van der Ven for about 10 minutes. But apart from that, it's been an hour and 20 minutes of us just having a chinwag. We're getting a new 27. So we got AIA, the shirt sponsor, they're going to finish up the season with it on the shirt, and then they're going to move to the training kit, which means we're going to get a new shirt sponsor. Let's just hope it's not red. Yeah. It's amazing how people we have to hate red. Like, I got a red BMW, and when I used to do my walks with Bugsy, and I'd start or finish the video outside my house, the amount of hate I'd have for having a red BMW. You know? What do you want from me? I don't know what you want. Guys, smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe. I'll be back later on. I'll also do an update on the transfer news, views and clues, because I can see there's a couple more, but I've got to go and take the dog out now. It's 12:15. I am going to send you over to, if there's anybody else watching that's a Tottenham fan, then I should be sending them to, then I apologise. But I did say I'd send you guys over to Never a Foul. And so that's where I'm sending you. But over there and say Shawnee Raid, United suck, or something like that. And we'll see you later on. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the super. Have I done all the super chats? No, I haven't. Shit. Sorry. Wait a minute. Don't go. What did I get to? I got to Adam Horlock, who came in with a super sticker. Choo to you, Adam. Appreciate you very much indeed. Awesome. Oh, this is actually the day when Dino he's fucked it. I'm gonna bury him later. Appreciate you, Adam. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate you as well, George. Super Cup Legends, £2 super sticker. Thank you very much indeed, my man. Very appreciative of that as well. And we've got one from Alaskan Hotspur. Big up to you, Alaskan Hotspur. I don't know where you could be from. I'm guessing maybe like South Croydon. Nah, you're from Alaska, aren't you? Big up to you, my man. And Andy Lester, he says the funnest Spurs content creator for sure. Big up, Shawnee. Big up to you, Andy. I appreciate you, my man. I'm going to go and shave my hair. I'm going to go and cry a little bit. Then I'm going to go and drink a bottle of vodka. And I might come back and do another show. So get lively. Get on it. Someone go and find a drink. It's November the 6th. Once we get past fireworks day, basically we're in Christmas mode. From now until we got 7 weeks of alcohol. I think it's fair. So let's drink. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,